I will be spending the next 100 days surviving the island, one of the Ark's main story maps. This series will be split into 10 parts each with 10 days of footage on each one, because, well, I have a life. In these 100 days, I will be taming an assortment of creatures, exploring different caves for artifacts, getting loot from supply crates, trying not to get killed by the creatures that inhabit this Ark, and trying to defeat the bosses on this island that keep me from ascending. So, will I be able to do it? Let's find out. I woke up on day 1 and immediately started harvesting some fibers from the nearby bushes. I made a pickaxe, a hatchet, a torch, and a buttload of spears. I kept harvesting fibers from the bushes so I can make myself some pants. After, I started the dodo killing spree. While exploring my surroundings, I ran into the friendly neighborhood apex predator Tyrannosaurus Rex. I got kinda scared, so I decided to run away and get some high ground. Up though, I ran into Dinotherium, which was actually a creature that used to be a mod for ASE and ASA, but the mod was so good that it got added into the base game for ASA. While being chased by a Dilophosaur, I ran into an Explorer which gave me some magnificent levels. And that's the end of day 1. Day 2 started out with me making some bolas for my protection, just in case a pack of raptors try to slime me out. I also set up camp where I spawned and cooked some meat, because of hunger. Then right there and then, I decided I wanted to make a raft and sail the 7 seas. Nearing the end of day 2, the raft that I've been working towards all this time, it was finally ready, and I was ready to set sail. I placed down a storage box on my raft to carry my things, and ended the day, killing a parasaur on the beach. On the morning of day 3, I lit up all of my campfires full of wood, which would turn into charcoal, which I'll come back to eat later. I also went into the nearby cave and got some crystal for a spyglass. Finally, I set sail towards Herbivore Island, and there's a bunch of metal there, so I'm going to be staying there for a couple days. As soon as I got there, I checked this Pteranodon's level, and it was a 140 with a baby, so I was going to have to tame that. When I was finally on land, I found this Dear Jane Explorer note, which I'm pretty sure is for the animated series. I made and placed a mortar and pestle on my raft, and I also placed down my first refining forge. While exploring the island, I ran into the 140 Pteranodon, and I decided to tame it right then and there. Day 3 did not end well. We had our first fatality of hypothermia. On the morning of day 4, I fed my Pteranodon normal meat, and a few minutes later I woke up. I also found this 140 baby PT, so I decided why not imprint on it. I also saw Ziphactinus fighting some other fish, and it's also another one of those modded creatures that was added into the base game, like Dinotherium. I also tamed this level 100 male PT, because why not? You can never have too many PTs. Later, I named my first PT Petri. I named the orange one Junior, and I named the level 100 one Bleak. These next 3 days are probably going to be really boring because they were mainly spent mining metal on this island. So just bear with me.
Death, unless cured by a rare antidote. That said,
on the morning of day 5, I found this level 95 Parasaurolophus amphibio that I decided was good enough to be tamed. But the other Parasaurolophus had other plans. Luckily, I found the same Parasaurolophus later. He was tamed near the end of day 5, and I decided to name him Barry. We spent the rest of day 5 farming narco berries. I also started production on spark powder. Morning of day 6, I was finally high enough level to make a Pteranodon wilderness saddle. I looted the nearby blue drop, which had a pike, some arrows, soap, and a Megaloceros saddle, which I was never going to craft, so I didn't even bother picking it up. On the morning of day 7, I leveled up once more, and I loaded Barry and Petri onto my raft. And then we set sail, cause this island has nothing else for us. I sailed back to where I spawned and picked up all the charcoal I left burning so that I could make some gunpowder. And my plan was to make a long neck rifle. While I was here, I also harvested some of the crystal in the cave for other needs and also to craft a scope for my future long neck rifle. While sailing, I found this interesting parade of pteranodons, which was pretty interesting, to say the least. Not sure what was going on. While getting some levels for my pteranodon, I ran into a Paleotherizinosaurus, which was an alpha. If you didn't know, this is one of the mods I added alongside the Paleo Rex, just to make things interesting.
Pouch makes it an excellent beast of burden that can carry far.
And I ended the day getting a pretty okay purple drop. Morning of day 8, I reached a place where I knew there was metal. I dropped everything and put it all into a smithy and just carried my pickaxe. I went up there and tried to carry as much as I could and bring it all back with me. While rafting, I ran into a Cryptoclitus in the water and I decided that I would tame. It was level 95, so it was actually pretty good. After killing an obelisk squid for calamari, I fed it to the Cryptoclitus, and he or she was tamed. I then killed the local Dinosuchus for hide, so I can make a saddle for my new friend. The Cryptocladus is very fast in water, and is immune to jellyfish stings. I killed some jellyfish, and then figured out Cryptocladus can do something radical. I then moved all of the stuff on my raft into some storage boxes because I was going to do some renovating. As I realized I wasn't going to turn out how I wanted it, I just restarted the whole thing. After 10 minutes, this is what it was looking like. So, we end off these first 10 days on level 67. If you watched through the whole thing, you should really give this video a like. That's all I have to say. So I'll see you all in the next one.